to read a letter from our Arkansas Lieutenant Governor, Tim Griffin. Dear friends and fellow Arkansans, I wish that I could be with you today for this event, but I am away on Army orders. I appreciate the commitment of each of you gathered here today to protect our nation's borders and ensure we fix our broken immigration system. Thank you to the great speakers who have traveled here today to share their personal stories about the tragic consequences of illegal immigration. It is imperative that we address this national crisis, and I commend each of you for your dedication to upholding the rule of law. It is an honor to serve as your Lieutenant Governor. Please do not hesitate to contact my office at 501-682-2144 if he can ever be of assistance to you. That's for Arkansans and for you. So I would like to now introduce you to Steve. Sorry, I'm trying to pull everything up here. I wish I would have had paper the old way, the old school way. Let's see. So, as faux office. as Lieutenant Governor Tim Griffin mentioned, they have traveled quite a distance to be here today. And I'd like to introduce to you Steve Ronnebeck, founder of the Grant Ronnebeck Foundation, after an unnecessary tragedy happened to his family. He also is on the board of We Build the Wall and has driven all the way here from Mesa, Arizona to share his story. Welcome, Steve.
Thanks everybody for being here. As Val said, yes, I'm I'm an angel dad, and thank you to the other angel families that are here. Thank you for coming to see us. You know, we're finding angel families everywhere. I'm also a member of We Build the Wall, and everybody knows who started that, right? Okay, you don't know. Brian Colfage, a triple amputee, he's one of our hero veterans. Last December started We Build the Wall, him and Amanda Shea. And they basically wanted to do this after they heard MaryAnn and I's stories and thousands of other stories from angel parents. They got sick of what's going on at our southern border. So what he did was he started the GoFundMe. I called MaryAnn that night and I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. Shortly after January, we got a call. And we were asked to join the advisory board. And we were both, yeah, we'd really love to do that. So that was quite an honor for us. And part of what spurred Brian to start this, Brian and Amanda, is what happened to our children. I know you guys know what happened to Grant. There's a lot of people out there that don't. Grant was 21 years old, and on January 22nd, 2015, he was working the overnight shift at a Quick Trip in Mesa. An illegal alien came in and wanted to buy cigarettes. He dumped jar and change on the counter. Grant would start counting the change. And at that point, this man said, what, you're not going to give me my cigarettes? And Grant tried to explain to him, hey, I need to count your change. This man pulled a gun, pointed it at Grant. Grant did everything he was supposed to do. He did everything that QT had trained him, and he went ahead and handed over the cigarettes. As soon as he did, he shot Grant point blank in the face. He then walked around the counter, stepped over Grant's body, grabbed a couple more packs of cigarettes. He then stepped back over Grant and he turned and he stuck his hand in his right front pocket. And that's where he had the gun. Okay? Kept reaching in his pocket and he looked at my side and he was watching it. If Grant hadn't already been dead, he was going to shoot him again. These are stories that are happening every single day. This is just one form of the murder and the violence that we have coming across our southern border. Right now, we have over 800,000 illegal aliens that have crossed our southern border this year alone. So this year, we're expected to go well over 1 million. Now last year, there's two figures that are out there. There's 186 billion and there's 300 billion. President Trump put out the 300 billion. The 186 billion is a figure we got from the GOA. These are numbers that we've spent. This is our taxpayer, this is our taxes, this is our money. This is money we have spent supporting illegal aliens coming across our southern border. So you think about that, $186 billion last year. That was for 300,000 to 400,000 illegal aliens coming across our border. This year, we will be well over $200 billion that we're spending on illegal aliens, okay? The left wants to take control of the presidency and the Senate. They've already got control of the House. Here's the bad part. They've all come up with this, we want to give free health care to illegal aliens. If they succeed, the average cost for a family of 4 is $27,000 for health care per year, okay? So, if you take a portion of the million or so that are coming across our border, and we'll use the figure of 300,000. If you take 300,000 family units and give them free health care, the first year alone will be $3.23 trillion is what we're going to spend on health care for illegal aliens. The second year, because if they succeed, everyone across the world that has serious diseases or is sick that can't get medical care are going to flood our southern border. They will cross illegally, and the first thing they're going to do is say, I'm sick, I need help, I want to go to the hospital, whatever. The second year is expected to be well over $8 trillion. That's just health care. That doesn't include the $67,000 per year per illegal immigrant that they already receive in benefits when they cross the border illegally. $67,000 is the average of what they get. This is money that is not going to our homeless veterans. It's not going to our veterans. It's not going to our homeless people in America. It's not going to medical care for underprivileged children or underprivileged families in our country. This is money they're handing over to illegal aliens that have crossed into our country, committed a crime crossing illegally. This is money that we keep spending, and we're getting nothing in return. The other problem coming across our southern border. We've all heard about children in cages. We've all heard about the victimization of women and children coming across our border. So the new figure, I was using a figure of 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3 females making the trek from their home country is expected to get sexually assaulted on their trip here. That figure got changed by a Border Patrol group last week. The new figure is 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 females will be sexually assaulted on their trip from Ecuador, Central America, Mexico, wherever they're coming from. 8 out of 10 will be sexually assaulted. Okay? Now our own children are being victimized as well. North Carolina, and I'm going to use North Carolina only because there's no other state that's really keeping track of this statistic. But in North Carolina, since 2013, there's been over 8,500 sexual assaults against children committed by illegal aliens. 8,500. That's just North Carolina. In Maryland, it's up to 8 now. There's 8 men that have been arrested for sexually assaulting children. California, within the past few months, we've heard about 3 or 4 or 5 of them. They get deported after they serve their first sentence, and now they're back. They've arrested at least 5 that I know of in the past 6 months that have been caught coming back across our border. Do you think that they're not going to sexually assault another children when they come back? They're going to do it again.